Aspiring Authors Magazine is a founding sponsor for Da Crew podcast. Get featured inside the magazine and allow your voice to be heard around the world.
Aspiring Authors Magazine is an international magazine founded in May of 2020 by Queen Angela. Get featured.
At Wings of Transformation Publishing, we are committed to helping our authors reach their goals and pursue their dreams of becoming published authors. We work closely with each author to ensure a successful publishing experience, and we are dedicated to helping them tell their stories in the most meaningful and impactful ways. We look forward to putting you on the path to writing your book.
Hey, and welcome to the Crew Podcast. We are the hottest podcast rocking right now. We are currently looking for 6 amazing hosts to join our family for season 2 that will kick off February the 1st, 2024. If you're looking for an opportunity to allow your voice, your perspective, and your brand to be heard around the world and seen around the world, then join the Crew Podcast.
3, 2, 1, it's going down like confetti. Water to no one shots again. If we do it on a
Welcome. Hey, y'all. And happy holidays. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Crew Podcast. Of course, I am the visionary Queen Angela, and I just want to say happy holidays to all of you guys. Y'all, it's winding down. 6 more days, and we will be coming to an end of season 1 here on the Crew Podcast. And I cannot thank you guys enough for all of your support. Everyone that has supported us throughout this first season, thank you. And I have to give a special shout out to my amazing hosts that they truly went above and beyond this season. They survived first season, and I am happy for what's in store for them in 2024 with season 2. So y'all look out. We're going to be doing all of the hosts will be on the 31st as we close out and prepare for the new year, the new season coming up. We will launch our new season, second season, on February the 1st. And our new hosts that are taking the reign, you guys will get to meet them. I'm excited to see what all God has in store for us going into the new year. So I want you guys, for those that do not know me, I am affectionately known as the Queen of Collaboration across these social media streets. But I'm just little Angela Thomas from Levelland, South Carolina, where I just believe that in order for change, I have to be that change. So I am that change that I desire to see in this world. And my goal is to encourage others to be that change that they desire to see in this world as well. So thank you for tuning in. And if you would, share this in your circle of influence, because you never know what the next person may be in need of. Those that have been following me know that I have, for the last year and a half, have really been going hard with the state of Texas and the things that are transpiring within the state of Texas that have been transpiring over the last 3 or 4 decades. Things that people have been brushing under the rug and just acting like it's not happening right there in plain sight. We've talked about the corruption. Those that follow me, y'all see the video that I shared. That 5-minute video was a class project that I made an A on. I actually got a 8 in the class, made a 97 in the class, and that video is on a paper about the corruption, focusing on the parole board. So if you guys have not had the opportunity to check that video out, I want you to go over and check that video out so that you guys can hear a little bit about what I am fighting for. Just that's just one of the things that I'm fighting for, along with a slew of other individuals. Tonight we have Mr. Cornell. Those that follow me and support the things that I do know that he's been on several times. He's a household name over here on the Crew podcast and within the platform Free Texas Campaign. He is the co-founder of the Free Texas Campaign. When I tell you this man goes hard for helping individuals to get free. He has helped individuals that have been wrongfully or overly incarcerated go home, be able to go home, even in the midst of all that he's facing. He still look out for other people. So I'm just glad to be able to have him on and to allow him to share. And we're gonna let him share however he's led to share. Not all the time they want to talk about their case, not all the time they want to talk about what's going on in the facility, but whatever's laid on his heart, that's what I'm giving him the floor to talk about on tonight. If y'all would, if you're in the state of Texas and you are familiar with congressmen and women and representatives and all of those good things, y'all, I need y'all to be tagging them in these videos, letting them know what we're doing over here, getting them involved. And if you will, shoot them some letters. Let them know what's on your mind. Let them know how you feel. And if you see something that they said that they were supposed to be, that they was gonna do to when they got elected and not doing it, then it's up to us to speak up and bring that to their knowledge. If they run a campaign and say they running on this campaign and then they get in office and switch up and do something totally different, then we need to bring that to their knowledge and we need to hold them accountable. It's all about accountability, y'all. Accountability. But yeah, I'm gonna move out the way. And let my guests come on up and share on tonight. Mr. Cornell, the floor is yours.
Hello, ma'am. Well, thank you very much, ma'am, again for having me. As always, ma'am, I'm grateful, man, to be a part of the Free Texas Campaign and the Crew podcast, ma'am. For a minute now, ma'am, I've been struggling down here trying to, get these state representatives and these Texas senators to recognize the problems affecting the Texas criminal justice system, and that how this corruption has tracked our criminal justice system to the point where, like we said, thousands and thousands of innocent men and women in these prison systems, and they can't get out because of the corruption in our system and how they are locked in. So what I've been doing basically, ma'am, since being a part of the Free Texas Campaign, ma'am, like I said, I've been going hard, and I'm trying to bring a lot of people home by trying to make sure that, like I say, these representatives know what's going on. As of today, I've been sitting back writing letters to Mrs. Elma Allen, Carlo Sherman, Mr. Ron Reynolds, because, like you said earlier, they campaign for trying to reform our Texas criminal justice system. We got a thing called the second look deal down here, ma'am. And this second look deal thing, ma'am, is one law that they don't want to pass to give these juveniles some type of relief on their long-term sentences. A lot of these kids have been sentenced to capital life sentences, ma'am, and they don't have no way of being able to get out of prison, but they have to do 40 flat years. So what I've been doing was trying to work with these state representatives and Texas senators to build a platform called the House Joint Resolution 53. And it has been acknowledged. So now the governor, he knocked it down just a few months ago. But the public has announced that they want this bill to pass because this bill will give a judge the power, ma'am, to grant some type of relief for these kids who've been locked up 15, 20, 25 years when they was convicted out of juvenile.
Well, I want to stop you because you said something. Really, you said something. And I want to bring this to people's attention that's there in the state of Texas. You said that the governor knocked the bill down. So the governor, you know, I want to tell you why he's so busy knocking down bills, because he's so busy over here trying to get vouchers for private schools. If people, and what he said was because all the people that voted against him, his fellow Republicans, the GOPs that voted against him, he too busy trying to seek revenge on them to worry about anything else. His whole objective is to bring them down. I got an article, I posted it. I be finding all kind of stuff on your corrupt officials that sit in office, that whole office. And not only that, your attorney general, he's on the same path. Everybody that voted against him, I'm trying, y'all excuse that music. I'm trying to find this thing on what's the name so I can read it. But everybody that voted against him for him to be impeached, he's on a vindictive to get them. That's what these are their words. And I'm gonna share them with you in just a second. As soon as I pull it up, I got it. But that's their problem. And they want to get these people back. And they're not worrying about nothing else. That's their whole issue, is they are trying to be vindictive. And this is it. This is the article. I found an article. It says Paxton is working to defeat the House Republicans who voted to impeach him in May on abuse of office charges. The Senate acquitted him after the trial in September. Abbott, meanwhile, wants to unseat the House Republicans who thwarted his year-long crusade for school vouchers, which would allow parents to use taxpayer dollars to help pay for private schools. It say both of them have their work cut out. It say 60 House Republicans voted to impeach Paxton, while Abbott is focused on the narrow group of 21 who voted last month to strip a voucher proposal out of the Board of Education bill, which they should, because if parents want their kids to go to private school, then they should have to split that bill for them to go to private school. Our kids can't, we can't just put our kids in private school. If we put our kids in private school, we got to pay for it. We got to pay for it. That's what, in these charter schools, we got to pay for the charter schools. We got to pay for this. We got to pay for that. So they should have to pay for it too. Why should they get vouchers? They're not giving out vouchers for us, but that's the problem. They too busy trying to be vindictive, too busy trying to fight for stuff that is irrelevant. You got your attorney general all the way up there in Missouri, all the way up there somewhere else. Where he at? He all the way somewhere where he don't need to be, trying to talk about some transgender stuff, and got a whole hospital system ready to sue him. That's what's going on. See, they off worrying about stuff that they shouldn't be worrying about, when they should be home worrying about this corruption, worrying about all these people that they put in prison wrongfully and overly incarcerated. That's what they should be worrying about. But they out worrying about all that stuff right there. That's why they can't get nothing done.
Thank you for mentioning that, ma'am. You know, since my 33 years of being incarcerated, ma'am, I have come to unravel a whole wide range of corruption in the state of Texas, especially the criminal justice system. And, you know, like I say, they taught me well, ma'am, because, like I said, I had to go through it dramatically. I come to learn that the appellate process, cases are being affirmed without any review of records, ma'am. Okay? When a person do 1107, ma'am, those cases are not even being reviewed. So all these kids that's coming to prison, ma'am, trying to challenge their cases of being wrongfully incarcerated by fabricated evidence, falsified government documents, and stuff like that. Our Texas Attorney General is a part of it. Come to find out, ma'am, the Texas Attorney General is accepting records and telling people to destroy records of juveniles and stuff like this to keep people from being able to overturn their convictions. This is what's going on down here in the state of Texas. Right now, the average juvenile that's incarcerated in the state of Texas, they have destroyed the records.
So if they destroyed the records, then if records are destroyed, if they're destroying records and they're destroying stuff, then how can they uphold a conviction? How can they say that this is what this person's supposed to have and this is what happened if they have no evidence, if they have nothing to say that this is that and this is that? So how do they get to destroy records and then still get to hold these people in prison?
Okay, that's a good question, ma'am. Okay, what we got down here is called jurisdiction, ma'am. Okay, if you get convicted, you have to file an appeal to the Court of Appeals. That's jurisdiction. After that 30 days is up, ma'am, you got to file a PDR to the Court of Criminal Appeals. After they deny your direct appeal, you got to go to the court, the 2254, on and on and on. So the point is that they hold you on jurisdictions and time limitations. Now, I was wrongfully convicted 33 years ago. And just recently, just on July the 17th, the judge acknowledged the fact that I was wrongfully convicted. But he said that because I did not file a complaint within 2 years of statute of limitation from 2021 to 2023, that I'm time barred. But I demonstrated it to him that, wait a minute, you got a police department, a medical examiner's office, and a district attorney's office fabricating evidence, falsifying government documents, and sending the records to the Texas Attorney General to withhold from public review. And now you're going to tell me about a 2-year statute of limitation? That's impossible. Because, ma'am, you've got thousands and thousands of people sitting in Texas prisons and on Texas death row for being framed behind these operations. So, ma'am, it's bad because, I filed a complaint with the Texas Attorney General. And they are writing me back telling me that they can't do anything about it. But these are the same ones who I have to challenge in challenging my conviction. The same people who got my records.
My question now is, who checks, who holds and checks these people that's supposed to be checking and doing all this stuff? All these people that have the power to do this and the power to do it, who's holding them accountable? Who's checking them? Who's watching them? Who's watching the person that's watching? Who's doing that?
Ma'am, you know what? You mentioned it before about nepotism, ma'am. Okay, our system is built on nepotism, where the kids of judges are coming up in office and stuff like that. So now we have red tape on our files. Right now, ma'am, my case has been monitored from the day one. Red tape has been on my file. So people who are in office right now, ma'am, they have been in office for decades. The judge who ruled on my case on July the 17th was the same judge who ruled on my case in 1993. So here's the problem. He denied me without notifying me in 1993 about my case being denied, and then he just did it again right now in 2023. Just a denial of civil lawsuit, $100 million civil lawsuit that I filed, and did nobody tell me anything, ma'am. So that right there deprives us of the right to appeal to the higher court. So we asking for the Texas Attorney General now to make a request to the United States Department of Justice. They are the only ones who can come down here and do a thorough investigation, because the FBI is not going to do it. Nobody is holding nobody accountable down here, man. Nobody.
They can't hold each other accountable. They can't hold each other accountable because all of them got their hands in it. Because I keep asking this question about the parole board, the makeup of the parole board, and who authorized them to black out and to block out those numbers so you don't know what's going on. Who authorized that? Can any of the representative, any congressperson, anybody tell me who authorized that to be taking place so that people don't know what's going on? And then a lot of this stuff is supposed to be public record. It's not. It's not public record. People don't know what's going on until they've been denied.
Okay, ma'am. Good point to be made, ma'am. Look, I I exposed the point system. My name is Cleo Thomas. And what I did, I wrote an article, and a lot of people didn't even realize that they were a part of the point system. See, in 1985, when Ann Richards was the governor, ma'am, she had the mandatory release, which means that your work time, flat time, good time equals the amount of your sentence. That means that they have to let you go. The parole board didn't have no discretion. But when she came out of office, they changed it and gave the parole board some power. So when they gave the parole board power, it was still under the Texas Code of Criminal Procedures, which is legislated and acted, mandatory release. So the parole board said, well, wait a minute. Let's go over here to the executive branch of government. That way we can't be sued. We can do whatever we want to do and can't nobody challenge us. So that's when the legislators allowed for the Texas Board of Parole and Parole to go to the executive branch of government, which means that now the legislators have given the parole board more power than they have given themselves. So with that being said, the parole board took it upon themselves that when they consider a person for parole, what they are doing behind the scenes is blocking out the point system number, which means that when they did away with the mandatory supervision, they came in with this point system, which means that if you are low risk, you should deserve parole. If you're a moderate risk, you'll possibly deserve parole. If you're a high risk, you're not entitled to parole. So what the parole board members are doing, who have been elected by Governor Greg Abbott, who are police officers, district attorneys, judges, and everything, the legislators the governor has given them the power to block out the point system number without notifying the individual of the number. So now they can be set off up to 15, 20 times. So that's what's going on. So Mrs. Elma Allen, she made a letter to the governor and them for a composition of the parole board. But here it is, she don't want to do nothing about it. I brought it to her attention about the point system, but they don't want to say nothing, man. So we don't know who's holding accountable. Ain't nobody holding nobody accountable.
But you got all these elected officials. You got all these elected officials that ran on cleaning up corruption, that ran on reforming the judicial system, reforming TDCJ. You know, a lot of things these people ran on, and they're not upholding their end of the bargain. You said that you was going to do this. You said you was going to do that. You get in office and then you don't uphold your end of the bargain. It makes no sense to me. It really makes no sense to me. I just don't get it. I don't get the state of Texas. Like, they fighting for everything that don't make sense. Like, I don't get y'all governor. You know, the prisons are overflowing. The prisons are overcrowded and understaffed. You talk about the escape on 2 weeks ago. You talk about the Johnny's it seemed like every day y'all getting a Johnny. What is going on with the hot meals? And it's just a lot. And it's like everybody is just sitting and pushing the blame off on somebody else. They all want to say jurisdiction. Well, who got jurisdiction? Everything is a jurisdiction this and jurisdiction that. Okay, well, where somebody need to draw a jurisdiction line so people know where their jurisdiction is so that they can handle their business.
Okay, that's true. That is true. Well, ma'am, here's the problem here. The state of Texas has crumbled so bad, ma'am. Look, mind yourself, ma'am. I have been in prison for a long time, ma'am. And I have studied the prison system. I've studied the parole board. And believe me, ma'am, me now looking at the prison system, ma'am, it has corroded it to the bottom. And here it is. They're still trying to hold and maintain the programs and stuff like this. But the governor is not sponsoring these programs. They don't have no money. They don't have no teachers, ma'am. Right now, over here in the school, they got inmates running the classrooms. Me, myself, is running a class called Campus Culture with some inmates who are we trying to change the mindset of Texas prison inmates. Because these officers and these directors and the parole board systems and nobody is trying to help these individuals rehabilitate themselves.
They don't believe in rehabilitation. The state of Texas do not believe in rehabilitation. That's one. They don't believe in rehabilitation. They believe that you supposed to come and do hard manual free labor. They believe in the 13th Amendment. They believe in the free servitude. They believe in that. They believe in sending you out to do a full job and to work a job that other people do. Just like some of these other states, you got 6 other states that do the same thing. They do not believe in paying their prisoners. You talk about the state of Alabama. And they right now have a class action lawsuit. The prisoners have a class action lawsuit against the state of Alabama because they took them to McDonald's, Burger King, different places to work, and these people work full 40 hours and got paid $2, sometimes $3 a week for work. Who got the rest of that money? Yeah, and that's what's happening in the state of Texas and a lot of these other states. Why do you think the state of Texas have you look at how many different companies are coming to the state of Texas? And then you look at the amount of companies that are getting labor and have different things that are ran through the prison system. We can name different names. You talk about Victoria's Secret. You talk about Bath and Body Works. You talk about Starbucks, Walgreens, and the list go on and on and on. Walmart.
Yes, ma'am.
Just different companies are making money off of prisons and the prisoners for free. We want to talk about the state of Texas running their tag shop. Every tag that is produced in the state of Texas come out of a prison.
That's right, for free.
Yes, and nobody get, but they make buku money off of it every year from the taxpayer. So you tell me, taxpayers are already paying to help house the inmates. Then they got to pay for the tax that the inmates are making for free. Well, who making the money off of the tax? That's what we need to be chasing. We need to be tracing some of these money trails and seeing who getting kickbacks from these companies that are getting this free labor from all of these prisoners. People got to start doing their research. People got to start getting involved. People got to start going to their local city council meetings. They got to start seeing what's going on within their local police departments.
Yes, ma'am.
Because all this started local. These people see what they can get away with locally, and then they start going statewide, and then they start going national, y'all. I'm telling you.
Well, I can tell you this, ma'am. We want to thank you very much, ma'am, because you have been pushing, ma'am. You have been pushing for the Free Texas campaign. You have been exposing a lot of information about the corruption, about the TDCJ, about everybody, about the state representative, the governor, the attorney general's office. Ma'am, we thank you very much, ma'am. You have been a game changer for all of this, for us, and we love you for that, because without you, ma'am, we don't have a voice. That's our problem down here. We don't have a voice. Why? Because people are scared to stand up against the Texas governor. Why? We don't have no idea. But ma'am, since then, the Paul Crew and the Free Texas campaign, the Crew podcast, whatever, ma'am, believe me, ma'am, you have done great, and we appreciate you for that. We cannot thank you enough, ma'am. You have given a lot of people hope, ma'am. A lot of us. I'm talking about the juveniles, the male inmates. Ma'am, you have given us hope. You've given our families hope because you are standing up for us. This is something that we don't have. And we want to thank you very much, ma'am, for everything that you do. And yes, ma'am, thank you again. And ma'am, like I say, right now, the New York governor has just issued a release for countless of inmates up there because he feels that they have been rehabilitated. So now, with that being said, we wonder why our governor feel like he don't have no power to issue an emergency release or any type of release for inmates who have been rehabilitated, inmates who completed programs and got master degrees, and why he won't issue no order like that down here, man?
Because it's all about money. It's all about money. You want to know why? Because he's sending $11 million. They send $11 million to the state of Mississippi to house prisoners, so that they can keep getting this money for these prisoners that here they still gonna be listed in the state of Texas, so they'll still be getting paid for Texas, but they're gonna be housed over in Mississippi. So they're paying Mississippi $11 million to go over there and to be housed over there. But then you wanna pass a new law that will be able to arrest immigrants, and they finna start racially profiling, because how you gonna know who's an immigrant and who's not an immigrant if you don't racially profile them? So they about to start racially. Okay, they're gonna start racially profiling individuals so that they can get these people arrested, get them in prison. That's what's happening. He passed the law so that he could have immigrants arrested. Prison is already overflowing. If you got to spend $11 million to send these people to another state, why you cannot let these people go home? Let these people go home. I'm sure there are some eligible people that can go home and that has done their time. A lot of these people that are in prison, a lot of prison have been in prison for over 20 years. A lot of these kids, a lot of them were kids when they went in. They were juveniles. And y'all over sentenced them when you gave them their sentences from the beginning. But now a lot of these people have been incarcerated over 20 years. And the way y'all do them, who would want to go back to a system like that? Give these people a chance. Give these people a chance to come home and to live the rest of what life they have. You're looking at people that's in their late 40s. 50, 60, 70 years old. Some of these people are in wheelchairs. Some of these people cannot even walk. Some of these people walking with 2 sticks. What are they going to do besides want to come home and live what life they have left? You've already taken half of their life. Most of them, you took most of them, their 20s and 30s, because you're talking about, I'm looking at 15, 16, 17, 18-year-olds that you're giving capital life sentences to. But then adults that drag these kids along with them to commit these crimes, they getting off. They getting to come home in 20 years and in 25 years, which is, I mean, this is, it's just outrageous to me. I don't understand it. I don't get it. And then I'm just asking the Governor Abbott, you have the power to set these people free. You have the power to call for an executive order, immediate release, to allow these people to go home. There are people that are eligible. You talk about individuals that have completed everything that you offer. They are facilitating classes. They are coming up with curriculum and putting curriculum together, because y'all are not doing anything to rehabilitate these people. Y'all have taken every opportunity that these people had to rehabilitate themselves out of the system. You can go very, very few facilities and you will find where there is programs in place. The programs that you do have in place, a lot of them, they no good to the people by the time they do get out, because you talk about the different programs that you have. You don't offer them nothing. You're not offering any type of mental health. Suicide watchers are your SIs and the people that can walk around and people that have worked their little way. Inmates are doing a lot of the correctional officers' jobs. They're not getting paid for it. You give them a little title called life coach, and then you want to make them do what correctional officers are supposed to be doing. But we need licensed professionals that can handle these mental health crises within these prison systems, because there's a lot of suicides. There's a lot of suicides that go unspoken about. We don't even know about it. If I'm telling you, if these individuals were not coming on this podcast and sharing this with me, I would not know, because it never reach the media. There's so much that go on within this Texas judicial system and TDCJ that we don't hear about in the public. You don't hear about all this stuff until it hit the fan. Like, it's so much been going on over there at Clemens. Nobody knew nothing about what, and it's still a lot of stuff is being swept under the rug even after the escape. But a lot of this stuff, the escape probably could have been avoided if y'all had been doing y'all job and listening to what those inmates over there have been saying. But y'all don't want to do that. Y'all don't want to do that. Y'all don't want to do that. But Mr. Cornell,
Yes, ma'am.
I really want you to speak on some of the things that you have noticed that have gotten worse within TDCJ since you have been incarcerated. I know you've been there 3 decades, so you have seen a lot and come in contact with a lot. So it seemed like to me you would have a eye on if this is if any of the stuff that they're doing is working, if anything is improving, or if it's getting worse. So give us a little insight.
Okay, ma'am, that's a good point to be made. Look, ma'am, like you said, I've been coming to prison for a long time, ma'am. And like you say, ma'am, I have seen so much as far as like the differences in the federal government running the Texas prison system as opposed to the state officials running the Texas prison system, ma'am. It's like this. The feds made sure that everything was in line. We used to have outside entities coming in, checking on the inmates, checking on the officers to make sure everything was being run right. I mean, the medical department was ran right. Everybody did what they're supposed to do. That's when your good time, flat time, and work time equal the amount of service. Inmates suicide is at the highest. People, I'm talking about activity is at the highest. I mean, you got inmate over there. Back in the morning.
StreamYard be on it, boy, y'all. When it start getting good and stuff start going, like I tell you, y'all, Amazon and StreamYard, honey, you get to talking about Texas, boy. These people they don't like that. But I'm telling you, it was getting good. They don't, y'all, they keep me all the way out. I'm talking about both computers. Both computers, they keep me off both computers, y'all. They keep me off both computers, but it's all good because guess what? We don't stop over here. Like I really want you to they shouldn't be in food the inmates are consuming. Shouldn't be no worms, shouldn't be no kind of worm, kind of nothing in food that people has to consume. It shouldn't be happening. So I don't care. They can get mad, like they get mad, and get glad, and they can stretch your ass if they want to.
Okay. They still got you out?
Nah, we on now. But we keep going in and out because that's what they doing.
Okay, ma'am. Well, look. That's the problem. See, ma'am, when we were talking about, okay, on the kitchen. They family members and stuff like this, and a complaint was made to Mrs. Thomas Smith of the Free Texas campaign. And Mrs. Smith, she did send an email to these people, and yes, ma'am, a team of audience people was dispersed to the McConnell unit and to the Conley unit to check on the issue that she was complaining about worms being in the beans. And come to find out, ma'am, an email was dispersed, and they said that they had corrected the problem over there on the McConnell unit and over here on the John B. Conley unit. But come to find out, ma'am, nothing has changed. These people are still doing the same thing over here. The food is bad. And with that being said, ma'am, you know, like I said, ma'am, you're a game changer. And we need that support that you have, ma'am. Because if not, without it, ma'am, guess what? These people do anything they want to do to us, and they'll get away with it. And that's what they have been doing to her.
But what needs to happen is everybody need to get family members involved. These families need to speak up and speak out. You can't be quiet. Not when you got family that is behind these walls. You have to speak up and speak out. You cannot be silent. You cannot be quiet. Because these people are betting on individuals to not have family members that will speak up and speak out. That's what they betting on. Because guess what? Then they can throw you to the wolves. Then they can do whatever they want to do. And they don't have nobody to answer to. Because guess what? Ain't nobody checking on you. Ain't nobody caring. Ain't nobody doing no wellness check. Ain't nobody calling the ombudsman. Ain't nobody calling the regional director. Ain't nobody calling the executive offices. Ain't nobody complaining. So that's what they want. That's what they want. So I'm urging those family members that have incarcerated family members to get involved. Write your legislation. Write your congressman. Write your local representative. Let them know what's going on inside of these prison walls. Because guess what? Yes, if enough people speak up and speak out, it cannot continue to go the same way. Ain't no way they can continue to allow stuff to go on if people are speaking up and demanding for change. But if nobody speak up and speak out, it's going to continue. You see what has happened for the last 3 to 4 decades. The last 3 to 4 decades, things have been the same. And not only that, these people got to speak up and speak out when they go to vote. Get some of these people out of office that's not doing what they're supposed to do. If they're not doing what they're supposed to do, get them out of office. Ted Cruz, your day is coming. They coming for you, sir. Know that. They coming for you. They coming for your position. And a lot of them that ain't doing what they supposed to do, they need to be out of office. We need to get the people in office that's going to do what they supposed to do. And if they run on these platforms and say they're going to do this and say they're going to do that and don't do it when they get in office, then you need to get them up out of there.
Okay, man. Okay, since you said that, look, man, right now, here's things that can happen right now that if people would stand up for it now, it can happen. This is an immediate release of thousands of inmates. Number one, because the Texas Board of Parole and Parole is blocking out that point system number, what we need to do and what our families should do right now is to contact the Texas Senate and contact the governor and ask them who has allowed the parole board to block out that number. And for anybody who has had their number blocked out 2 or 3, 4, 5, 10, 12 times, those individuals should have immediate release right now with an order by the governor for immediate release. Because that right there is a conflict of interest where the parole board members is former district attorneys, former judges, former police officers, and these people are being utilized by the judicial branch of government to block out that number to keep an individual incarcerated even longer. Okay, that's one. Number two, ma'am, the law parties. The Texas law parties is a point to where if it is an individual serving time for a crime they did not commit, that somebody else committed it. But these people are being held criminally responsible for the conduct of another. But what happened is that there was no evidence to prove that this individual committed the crime. So what Texas did, Texas said, well, you can't challenge the law parties, but what we're going to do is lock you up because we can anticipate that you had some type of action or some type of knowledge about the crime being committed. So what ends up happening now is this. You got tens of thousands of Texas prison inmates in here under the Texas law party. Even on death row, even the capital juvenile life sentences now. These individuals are locked up behind the law party. So what happens now, if the Texas governor would go ahead and say, well, we're going to take and do the election to the jury charge right now, that means that the jury charge is no good because the jury could not have legally found an individual guilty as a party to a crime that there's no evidence to support. That's number two. Our grand jury racketeering is bad. We have a grand jury process down here, man, where we don't have no access to knowing who's on our grand jury. Not only that, they rubber stamp an indictment. So you got people being prosecuted in this state on indictments, man, that there's no evidence, there's nobody going to the grand jury or nothing. Arrest warrants are the same thing. They're not even being signed by the justice of the peace. You got thousands of people sitting in prison without probable cause, man. Therefore, without probable cause, the conviction is no good. They have to let these people go. Matter of fact, in Houston, Hernandez versus the city of Houston was the case. The guy filed a class action lawsuit against Houston because thousands of people had been arrested and prosecuted for crimes without probable cause. And this is the problem here all the way in the state of Texas. But not just Texas, but elsewhere. But it's a lot of issues here, ma'am, in the state of Texas that can empty these prison systems out. The governor can issue an emergency release right now and empty our prison systems out and relieve the county jails of all the overcrowding that they have. And just not only just that, man, but here it is. You got people that's in here for special needs. People that can't walk, people that don't have arms, people that got terminally cancer. The governor can issue an emergency release for them and put them in hospitals in the free world. That would relieve a lot of stuff on the prison system, man. But here's where we at. Our governor don't want to do none of that. And our state representatives and our Texas senators, man, they are not doing anything to help us get these issues passed. They just kicking the can down the road every 2 years. So that's where we at.
Yeah.
So,
like I say, well, I want to thank you for stopping by and sharing with us on today. It's not over. It's just beginning. And I remind the people of the state of Texas and those that are tuned in on tonight, imagine a state where justice is not blind, but rather wears a blindfold, that has been corrupted by greed and power. A state where the very institution that's meant to uphold the law have tainted by the root of corruption. Welcome to the great state of Texas, where the parole board and other aspects of the judicial system have become a breeding ground for dishonesty and injustice. Do we want that? I employ the citizens of the great state of Texas to stand up, to be a voice, to speak up, and to speak out. I want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight to another episode of the Crew Podcast, episode 179, y'all. I am excited about season 2 that's going to be coming up. I tell you, I have truly, truly enjoyed working with these amazing individuals, and me having the opportunity to come from behind the scene over these last couple of months and to really share. Y'all know, those that follow me and support the things that I do, I'm very passionate about the things that I do. This was dropped in my spirit. This was dropped in my lap. I can't let it go. I won't let it go. And I believe in giving 100% when I do something. So know that I am here, I'm supporting, and I will continue to bring awareness to this situation. Every day I Google corruption in the state of Texas, and every day there's something new that pops up. There's something new that pops up that I didn't know. But I'm telling you, if you want to know really what's going on, just Google corruption in the state of Texas. Now, we've been talking about the parole board. 60% of the people that come up for parole are denied, y'all. Denied. So what's happening to the other 40%? 40%, 20% are being released and end up back in prison because they commit another crime. Why? Because they shouldn't have been released from the beginning. You look at the pattern that they are producing when they release these inmates. They say if you don't get a major crime, then you are manipulating the system. Wow. That's something to think about. Y'all, again, I thank you guys for tuning in. I thank Mr. Cornell for stopping by and sharing with me on tonight. If y'all would, please share this in your circle of influence, because you never know what the next person may be in need of. And you never know when someone may be in this situation and something that we've shared on this show may help them out. So y'all, we will see y'all back here on tomorrow night. We have someone, y'all, we're always on. We're on every night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be taking a break. December the 31st is be our last show. So January the 1st through the 31st, we will be on break as we prepare and get ready for season 2. So again, y'all have a great night. Thank you for tuning in. See you back here tomorrow. See you back here the rest of this week, y'all. Join us the rest of this week until the 31st, until we close out, because tomorrow night, you don't want to miss tomorrow night. Black Diamond is going to be interviewing Blossom Rogers, and she has an amazing testimony. So I'm just excited about hearing that conversation. So y'all tune in tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am the queen of collaboration, and guess what? I love you guys, and there's nothing you can do about it. Y'all be blessed. Be blessed, be blessed. And I hope that you had a Merry Christmas